Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Yesterday evening, Easter Sunday, it became a news headline that the very influential guitarist Allan Holdsworth had passed away at the age of 70. As of this morning, they still have not put out a cause of death. What's interesting about the timing of his death is he just released a box set of his entire musical career. We've seen a lot of these music-related deaths around the time of the release of an album or a new book. From David Bowie to many more up to the present. We've been talking about this ongoing pattern with musicians putting out projects and then dropping dead. So now it's Allan Holdsworth, and I want to talk about what's so interesting about his death. And then I also want to talk about his 1976 album, Velvet Darkness, which has the World Trade Centers on the cover. Something very interesting about this album. Check this out, Truth Seeker. Allan Holdsworth was born Allan Holdsworth August 6, 1946. He reportedly passed away this past Saturday, April 15th. What stands out about his name is that it has the Gematria of 223, very important to Freemasonry and the Zionist Jews. Remember, Freemasonry is based in Jewish history, the Old Testament of the Bible, the 39 books of the Bible. Freemasonry based in the time of Solomon's Temple, ancient Israel. Masonic has Gematria of 223, so does the name the Synagogue of Satan, the name for the false Jews from the Bible, where it says in Revelation, the false Jews will rule in the end times, and their name will be the Synagogue of Satan, 223. The name Holdsworth alone has Gematria 47, like the degrees on the Freemason compass. Remember, the Zionist nation of Israel was established in the year 47 on the 333rd day of the year. The Freemasons have the 47th problem of Euclid about how to establish foundation. Show you something about the 47th problem of Euclid in regards to the establishment of Israel. If you write out 47th problem of Euclid, it sums to 333. 333, the Zionist nation of Israel was established with a 33-member vote by the United Nations on the 333rd day of the year of 1947. That was the date November 29th. So Holdsworth has the 47 Gematria, again, very special number to Freemasonry. On March 7th, 2017, he just put out this 12-disc box set, his life work of music. That was a date with 47 numerology. That was 39 days before his passing. Again, 39 books in the Old Testament. So, from his date of death, April 15th, to his upcoming birthday, August 6th, is 113 days, or 3 months and 22 days. 223, 113 is the number of Scottish Rite Freemasonry. Scottish equals 113, mainstream, dishonest. Well, what I'm left to wonder is, are these people really dying? Or is this a gimmick to get news headlines so that people will go, oh, he has a new album out, I always love that guy's music, I'm going to pick that album up. I'm going to pick up his 12-disc box set. Death sells. Everyone knows this. When a musician, when an entertainer dies, everyone goes out and buys their stuff. So, the report was that Allan Holdsworth was as broke as a joke at his time of passing, even though he's one of the most influential guitarists of all time. His death, very suspicious. Also interesting, his date of birth, August 6th, 1946. He was born on a date with 79 numerology. His name, Gematria, is also 79, just like the Synagogue of Satan the small way. Date of birth matches his name Gematria perfectly. We see that so many times with these celebrity entertainers. He died in Vista, California, down on the 33rd parallel. Could be coincidental, but 33, oftentimes, number of sacrifice, number used in these Masonic rituals. His album from 76 This just blows my mind. Velvet Darkness is the name of the album. Think about what that name implies. Velvet smooth, but velvet darkness. It is a good way to explain the way that the powers that shouldn't be work. These people are dark, sick, nasty, but they're smooth operators, and they get away with their tyranny and people don't catch on to it. But anyhow, this album name, Velvet Darkness, Gematria of 84, like United States of America, like Masonry, like Zionism. Here's the album cover for Velvet Darkness, and I wanted to look up the release date of this album. This album released on June 18th, 1976, a date with numerology of 119, 119, a lot like 11/9, the way the majority of the world writes September 11th. What are the odds that an album about the World Trade Center, and isn't that just kind of a strange cover? The World Trade Center is with a black hand shadow, almost as if you can't quite see the hand, you can just see its shadow. This red and black, what do we associate those colors with? Fascism. What is fascism? The merger of the state with corporation. And what do we see in this world? What happened after the World Trade Centers collapsed? We started these unnecessary wars. Then we sent off all of our youth. I very well could have been one of them. I was 18 years old when September 11th happened. Sent off our youth to, go stay abroad. Needless violence, needless militarism. And what kind of headlines did we get? We got headlines about how Coca-Cola and all these big companies were raking in these monstrous profits, shipping their goods to the war. Go back and watch the news stories after 9/11. Coca-Cola was getting paid $16. I'll never forget it. Coca-Cola was literally getting paid $16 per 12-ounce soda can by taxpayers to send their product to troops overseas. $16 a can. Some of that shipping cost, but just think about it. This is what fascism is. This is why we live in a nation ruled by bankers and corporations that exploit us and use things such as war to exploit us. In wartime, the exploitation goes through the roof. So Velvet Darkness on the 119 date by the man who ends up dying by the numbers years later, If you've ever seen my work on September 11th, all these numbers we just talked about in regards to Allan Holdsworth, they're all very relevant to what happened on September 11th because that was a Masonic orchestrated ritual for agenda. The Freemasons are ritualistic. They create propaganda for agenda by the numbers. They seemingly murder people by the numbers or have people within their network fake their deaths by the numbers for financial gain. Tonight on Jeff Young's Music Without Boundaries, I won't be there. Jeff and I will start doing shows again. But Jeff still has his program every Monday night. Jeff will be on. The show always starts at 7:11 Pacific, 10:11 Eastern. I'm going to link his show down in the description. Jeff's going to be sharing more information about Allan Holdsworth. Again, Jeff is a professional musician, former guitarist for Megadeth. He knows a lot about the industry. He's going to be talking about this death tonight and more, so be sure to tune into his show. Jeff Young is also a broken, starving artist. If you want to support him, please buy his album, Equilibrium. You can listen to every track. You can sample it. The music on here is awesome. If you're into progressive rock, this is a progressive rock album. A lot of different sound, very creative, a lot of talent on the album. For $10, you can't go wrong. You want to help out a good artist who's out here putting out good music and the truth. Support Jeff Young. I'm going to link this. I know you can also buy Jeff's hard copy of the album autographed. And I promoted this, some months back and people bought it, but Jeff didn't put out enough hard copies signed. So a lot of people at the time didn't get their album. They've gotten them since. I'm just warning you. If you order the hard copy signed, you'll get it, but you might have to wait. If you want the digital download and to listen to the album today, just get the digital download. Or do both, Get that and the hard copy, then you can wait for it. So just a little warning. I had a lot of people reaching out to me saying that they didn't receive their album from Jeff, and Jeff's not trying to rip anybody off. It's just there weren't enough copies when people ordered. Just real quick here, also from the release of his album, or the box set to his death, 39 days, 39 books in the Old Testament, 39, that big New York number, and that album cover from 76 is something else. So I think we covered it all, Truth Seeker. Thank you as always for listening. Please check out Jeff's program if you never have before. You know, you can always go back and listen to all of Jeff's shows too. They're all archived for free, no membership needed. You'll have to go back a ways, but, you know, I used to be on this show every week. You want to know what honestly happened? You know, so many of us who seek and speak truth, the people around us, they get sick of us, right? They don't like the truth seeking and truth speaking. Jeff, his girlfriend, you know, she wasn't too favorable about what he was doing with his life, going more for the truth than the music when he's a natural born, you know, mega talented guitarist. And anyway, so it started to cause some tension. So I told Jeff a while ago, I said, well, look, man, just make your show more about music, the thing you do. You know, take a break from the truth seeking and truth speaking. And anyway, that's why Jeff and I haven't done a show for a while, but it'll happen again. We're both still doing our thing and keeping in touch and helping each other out. So here's the latest. This video, thanks to Jeff. Again, you want to support him? The link's down below in the description. Until next time, Truth Seekers.